Good evening, good afternoon. How's it going? Happy Wednesday. It's Cami here. I wanted to wait to see till some people pop on. I'm going to make this, I always say I'm going to make this video short, but here's what I know. I'll probably talk for 20 minutes or so. So say hello if you're hopping on, say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I am going to be doing live videos for the next 5 days, so get used to seeing my face on here. And this is my sorry not sorry video. So I know I have a lot of friends from different times periods of my life, and those of you who maybe have known me in the past few years known that I am a life coach for perfectionists and high achievers. In this space, this profile is where I'm going to be doing a lot of coaching, a lot of teaching, and a lot of mindset strategies because I feel like people need to know this. And so I don't want to hold back and hide this information from anyone. So I also give you full permission and love and blessings and peace and happiness. If you want to mute me, unfriend, unfollow, I completely understand that as well. But I know those of you who are here and you're really wanting to up level and change, I know this is going to be beneficial for you. So again, my name is Cami Kennedy, Mexicanos. I got married this year. And on this video, I'm going to share a little bit about my story, how I became a coach. People ask me this question, and I think it's kind of a silly question. The reason why is because sometimes I think they just say that to ask you a random question and then make you talk. But I will tell you a little bit of my story because I think it's relevant. But really what I'm going to talk about is the difference between a cheerleader and a coach. And then I'm going to share some stories that I think are more important of people that I've worked with, breakthroughs that they've had, what their life looked like before, what their life looked like after, and also if they wouldn't have hired me as a coach, what would that have looked like? Because I think this industry, what we do, sometimes people think of it as a luxury item or as something that we can get by with not having. And I will say that's absolutely true, right? You can find the answers. You can go through the trial and error. You can figure out those processes. But I know at least for me, it took me 10 years to figure out 1/3 of what working with coaches in a 3-month period fast forwarded me into the results that I was looking for in my life and in my business. So I say that to say it's not necessary to work with a coach, but I can also tell you exactly how my life has changed and how I've changed clients' lives because of them saying yes to a coach. So first things first, what's the difference between a cheerleader and a coach? And a lot of times people will ask me, well, if I have a friend group or a peer group, couldn't I just talk to my friends? You absolutely could talk to your friends. But here's the issue with friends. Friends are beautiful, wonderful, supportive people. And there's a few things that happens here. They're going to buy into your story. They're going to take your side. They're going to make you right. If something's going on at work and there's coworkers and all these things, they're going to say, yes, boo-hoo, I feel bad for you. I'm sorry and I love you. Because that's what friends are for. It's beautiful. And I wouldn't have it any other way, right? Because if we had our friends coaching us all the time, it gets pretty annoying pretty quickly because we're not paying them for that. We're not asking them for that. So we do need that space to have friends supporting us. Also, there's those friends that cheerlead us. Every time we go to lose weight again, they're going to be like, yay, you can do this. Let's do it together. And then by Friday night, you guys are going out to do happy hour or you're skipping your workouts together because the ultimate purpose of a friendship is to create that love and connection. And so that love and connection is built a lot of times through commiserating over your struggles, socializing over drinking, maybe making bad choices together. And again, I know a lot of us have good peer groups and good friends. But if we want to actually up level and rise above, not only do we need to change our standards, we need to change the group that we hang out in the most. So it's not to say you need to leave your friends, but this was my story when I was getting into fitness. I had to leave the party life if I wanted to live that fitness lifestyle. And I had to find friends that were into fitness that I could work out with instead of those people who were going to parties all the time, right? Makes sense. So a cheerleader, friends, peers, family, who doesn't really understand, who is not going to take the time to get into your psychology, who's not going to challenge you. And if they do, you might not even receive it well. I know for me, sometimes we're not looking for coaching. We're just looking for them to listen to us, right? So when you enter into a coaching relationship, here's what it looks like. You are going to get psychology, using your own psychology for you. When you coach with me, I ask you questions you've never been asked before. My clients will often pause and say, it's a great question. And then they'll try to get away with saying, I don't know. And we don't stop there. We keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And the reason for that is to uncover those layers of why. Why is this story perpetuating itself? Why do I keep attracting the wrong type of people? Why do I keep having these same challenges at work? Why am I stuck at this income limit? And we go deeper and deeper in that. And I will 100% celebrate your victories with you, your milestones. And I will also celebrate those little incremental shifts that I call practicing your potential. So it's not about being perfect. I work with recovering perfectionists, high achievers, and I do that because I am one and was a perfectionist. Now I am more well balanced in the space of masculine and feminine energy and self-love and self-acceptance. And I continue to grow each and every year as well because I continue to invest in coaches and programs that are going to up-level me so I can continue to support and coach you. Okay. So another thing that you're going to get is actually proven strategies. So when you're working with a skilled coach like myself, I've been coaching for 8 years, specifically life coaching for 5 years on the areas of self-love, deep inner work. I've done so much work personally, and I've always also worked with high-level coaches all across the world. One of my biggest breakthroughs happened in 2018 when I went to Bali with 3 top coaches and spent 10 days there, about 4 days of transformation. I came out of that with a clear vision, values, identity, and I had left a 9-year relationship during the beginning of that year. And when I came out of the retreat, I was so clear on my direction. I was so clear on my values. I entered the dating scene confidently, and I had my values in place. And as of February 2020, I am married to a wonderful, supportive guy who he's fully in line with my values. And we are opposites in some ways, and we balance each other out. But I'll tell you, I had to go through that process of wanting to go back into those old habits and patterns of attracting the wrong people. So all that to say, I have the skills, the knowledge, the experience of proven strategies and systems to help support you to make those breakthroughs. Okay, I've been studying neuroscience since 10th grade. I'm that weirdo. So I have a degree in molecular cell biology as well. I thought I was going to go to medical school. I ended up not doing that. But I was that weirdo, that nerd in high school that took this class called the seminar. It was a science seminar class where all you did was do reports and give presentations on science things. And I chose to do one on neurogenesis, which is the growing of new brain cells. I chose to do one on phenotypic plasticity. I chose to do one on emotional intelligence. So I have been just engrossed in the physiology, the biology, the neurochemistry of what goes on in our brain. And I've always loved psychology. I was really close to double majoring in psychology and biology. And what's so interesting is back then, I didn't have that connection with my inner self like I do now. And I always made decisions off of what I should do, what I thought my parents wanted me to do, what my grandparents, what my family wanted me to do, all of those shoulds. And I want to ask you too, how long have you been living your life out of shoulds instead of truly what you want to be doing in your life? I have a couple comments coming in. Hey, Susie. Hey, Christine. Good to see you guys here. I'm so excited. So that's a little bit about me, and I want to share a little bit of some breakthroughs on how you would even know if it would be a good fit to work together, because I have 3 one-on-one coaching spots available right now. And one-on-one coaching is one of my biggest loves. And I don't take on a lot of one-on-one clients because we work together so much that I want to make sure that all of my clients get the most access to me that they can so that they can have those breakthroughs. So here's what it looks like. It looks like getting on an accountability coaching call every single week, and you have access to me at any given time via email, via chat, and you essentially get to connect with me every single day. What does that do? That gives you that sense of accountability, that gives you that sense of identity, where you always have somebody in your corner, your coach in your corner, calling you to new heights, calling you to a new level. Whereas, I did this a lot in the beginning, reading books, watching YouTube videos, listening to inspiring motivational CDs, tapes, whatever. We typically don't follow through, and we typically don't retain any of that information. It's just like, oh, that's nice, cool, that's a great idea, but we're not taking the actions. If we are taking the actions, we're filled with self-doubt. So we go deep into how to reprogram your beliefs, because here's the deal. Everything operates from a belief system. Everything you do or don't do operates from what you believe about yourself to be true. And in order to get a new result, to lose the weight, to have that beautiful relationship, to reach that next income goal, you actually have to shift your beliefs about yourself, and that's going to change your actions, which is going to change your results. So this is what we do in one-on-one. The beautiful thing about this is in 3 months' time, I want you to just imagine, if you continue to do what you're doing right now, where will you be in 3 months' time? I mean, you will have progressed. If you're a high achiever, you will have taken some action. You will have progressed. You will have made some strides. But I want you to imagine if every single week you were talking with someone and you were saying, this is my vision. This is what I desire. This is what I want my life to look like. And every single week, that person said to you, what did you do this week? What did you achieve? How did you up level? How are you practicing your potential right now? And breaking down those limiting beliefs that you've been sticking with for maybe the past 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Because beliefs are simply something we've thought over and over again. And we have the same thoughts. About 90% of our thoughts are recurring. So that means we've been practicing these for most of us over 30 or 40 years, over and over again. So I teach you how to reset that neurochemistry, that neural pathway into something new. And the way to do that is to practice. You don't just hop on a bike and learn how to ride it right away, right? You have to have that consistency over time. So in 3 months' time, working with me as your coach, we are going to create bigger results for you. If I had to put a number on it, I would say probably 10 times the results, because look, it's 12 calls, it's 12 weeks. That means you're definitely taking an action each week. That means you're going to create something completely new in your life within that time period. So I want to talk about a little bit of results that I've gotten from my previous clients, just to give you an idea and a taste of things that could happen for you. Because again, what we're looking for is evidence. Can this happen for me? Is this real? Will this really help me, right? I understand those questions because I've invested in many coaches and I've had those same questions of how can you really help and support me? And I've even had that question of like, am I good enough? Can I do it? Like, can I rise to their expectation and their standard? And I want to address both of those really quickly. The first thing is, if you're watching this and you're still here listening, then you are the right person to work with me, okay? Anybody else would have just blown through this and went to look at some meme or some entertainment video. I know that you are a person who wants to improve your life and you want to fast track it and you want to achieve, and you're looking for role models, systems, belief systems, strategies in order to get you there quicker. The second piece is, and this is a huge piece, even if, and this is what one of my clients said, and I asked her, I said, what would you say if somebody was like on the fence about investing in themselves, in their transformation? And she said, even if you're scared, do it anyways. And I'm going to share her story with you. Her name is Stephanie. I have her interview up on my podcast if you want to listen to an hour-long interview of her experience in working with me. We worked together for about 9 months. And during that time, she had a lot happening. She is military, over 20 years in the military, in a leadership role, amazing, powerful woman. But in some ways, she was letting people walk all over her. She was doing all the work in her job. She was not feeling confident in her body and in her health. She had some past relationship issues from an abusive relationship. And her goal here was to heal all of that, open herself up to a new relationship, gain this security around finances, and help to heal a lot of things that were going on in her family. And she put in the work, man. She showed up every week. She did the work. It was amazing to coach with her. And her results were she actually ended up deploying. She deployed for about 90 days. During that deployment, she connected with an old friend and they started dating. So she manifested a man while she was actually deployed, which is amazing because of her ability to love herself and to realize she kept attracting these same type of guys, and she started setting those boundaries. She started setting those boundaries at work where people were taking advantage of her, where people were kind of doing the gossip thing and the drama within the workplace. And she was able to stand solid and firm in who she was. And she put in her retirement package this year. So she's moving. She bought a house with her now boyfriend slash fiance, soon to be husband. She's retiring. She's financially set. She also has a side business that she's going to be doing after she retires from the military. And she tells me this, and this is what I tell her. I said, listen, you did the work. But she says, I owe everything to Cammie. And when I think of that, I just feel so proud because she showed up and we showed up and partnered together, and she did the work in her life. And it was such a pleasure to coach with her. So that's the first story. I'm going to check in on the comments right here. Susie says, love being a part of your coaching community. Thank you, Susie. She says, it has been amazing and I have learned so much about myself. I love that. And I honor you, Susie, for showing up because I know you are a busy lady. You got a lot of irons in the fire and you are doing the thing. I love it. Thank you for that. Okay, so let me tell another story. So that was one of my clients. Another story, this is a good one too. And I want to let this be known as well, if any men are watching. Historically, I used to make a lot of my content focus around females. And I do have a coaching program that's a group program for females. And if you're interested in that, you can reach out to me. We could talk about that more. But I am specifically also coaching men on relationships. So if that's you or if that's somebody you know and they are ready to build this amazing relationship, then we can reach out to me and we can get on a call about that. But I'm just going to talk about the female clients that I've worked with today because I think most of my audience on here is females like myself. So, or identifies as female. So this other amazing woman, her name is Heidi. She worked with me like on and off. She kind of like did a few of my programs and she came to my vision board workshop, my retreats. She said yes to coaching for about 8 weeks. And over the course of a year, her life completely changed. So her story was she was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years. Prior to that, she was a powerhouse. She worked in high-level businesses. She was amazing. And, obviously her priority at that time was to stay home with her kids, which is beautiful. But she was coming to a period in her life where it was time to get really clear on her vision and what she wanted. And she was in this volunteer role, not making any income. And she finally realized, I want to have a home for my family. They had a home before. Now they were renting. She wanted to have that home again. So she set that vision. She set that process in motion. And within 2 months after setting that, structuring out her calendar, structuring out her schedule, starting to release that volunteer role, right? A lot of times we need to release what is holding us back. She released that. She ended up buying the home. Then she messaged me several months later and she says, you won't believe it. She's like, I can't even believe this. I put this on my goals when we did our goals, but I just got offered a job to be the director of a campaign, a political campaign here in North Carolina. And this is after being out of work, right? Not having anything on her resume for 10 years. So I want to tell you this to say that anything is possible. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are right now. When you have a clear vision, you are aligned with your values, you have accountability and amazing skilled coach in your corner, you can do anything. So I'm going to invite you again, if this is something that is resonating with you, even if you still feel a little bit of fear, if there's something in your inner heart, in your gut, in your soul that's saying, I want to know what this is about, reach out to me. We can get on a call. I'm going to be live here every single day for the next 4 to 5 days, and I'm going to talk about this more and more to give you more info. But if you want to go right to the source, if you want to ask me those questions specifically, let's just hop on a call, okay? And again, this is what I want to ask everybody, are you settling with your peer group, with your financial level that you're at, with your job that you're at, with the relationship, with the way your body feels, with how you feel about your body, with your general mindset and energy? Are you settling in those areas? And are you surrounded with a bunch of people who are cheerleaders who are keeping you in this situation, even though they love you, it's beautiful, we love them? But is it time for you to actually up level right now? Is that something that you've known for quite some time and you just needed an invitation to say yes to yourself, especially now in 2020, throws us a lot of curveballs, but the work that we do now is going to set us up for 2021. A lot of people have thrown in the towel. I know that's not you. I know you're ready to pivot. I know you're ready to move forward, possibly in a new direction or possibly just harder in the direction that you were going in. So shoot me a message. I'd love to hop on a call with you, and have a beautiful night. Oh my gosh. Melissa says, hey, oh, good to see you, Melissa. Christine says, butterfly beauty. Thank you. I love butterflies. They are my spirit animal. They bring me so much positivity and joy, and I'm leaving you with some joy and something to think about tonight, and I look forward to connecting with you. Bye.